Daniel chapter number 7, verses number 1 through 3. In the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream and visions of his head upon his bed. Then he wrote the dream and told the sum of the matters. Daniel spake and said, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, the four winds of the heavens strove upon the great sea. If we look at chapter number 7, as we said before, from chapter 7 all the way to the book of Daniel, everything now will be dreams, visions, and interpretation of dreams. We have ended the historical part of the book of Daniel. Now, one thing we notice right off the bat, Daniel saw this dream and vision in the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon. Now, we know in the previous chapter, chapter number 6, is when Belshazzar saw the handwriting on the wall. When he was lifted up, he exalted himself against God, even drunk out of God's holy vessels, carried away from the temple in their drunken party. And God disposed him as king, and the Persian and the Medes actually took over. But chapter number 7 starts out in the first year of Belshazzar. So we can plainly see in chronological order, chapter number 7 actually occurred before chapter number 6. That's the first thing we want to notice. And Daniel said he saw the visions in his head upon his bed. And he told the sum of the matters. And Daniel spake. Now, Daniel saw this. He saw, number 1, the four winds of heaven striving upon the great sea, or the Mediterranean Sea, the great sea. And then he said he saw 4 great beasts come up from the sea, diverse one from another. Now, notice the four winds of heaven strove, and up came 4 beasts out of the sea. And this illustration does a good job of depicting it at nighttime. And in our next verses, we are going to go into, one was like a lion with wings. One was like a bear with 3 ribs in its mouth. One was like a leopard with 4 heads and wings as well. And one beast was so vastly different, Daniel could not compare it to anything living. It was so hideous. It was so demonic. What animal do we know with 10 horns? Nothing. Normal. But this is what Daniel saw. 4 beasts. This is another image. And once again, we know that the vision was at nighttime, not in the day. And they came up out of the sea. We are going to deal with this as well. This is a significant part of the vision. It came up out of the sea. Now, we notice the number 4 repeating itself over and over here. Now, where else in the Bible did we see 4 beasts? Let's go all the way to the end. John in the book of Revelation. And John looked in heaven. And what did he see? He saw 4 beasts around the throne of the Most High God. And one was like an ox, one was like a man, one was like an eagle, and one was like a lion. Each one of them had multiple eyes, which signifies intelligence. And they had wings as well. But notice, the 4 winds scribing against the sea generated 4 beasts. Now, this is the earthly part. Now, if we go all the way up to the throne itself, we see four beasts as well, not evil but good, rendering praises unto the Father. And then, if that's not the end of the story, John also saw the four horsemen of Apocalypse that kicked off what most people know are the dreams and interpretations of the visions of the book of Revelation. You see, the book of Revelation starts out with the introductory by Christ, or the Son of God. Then it moves on after the introductory unto the 7 letters to the 7 churches. Then after that, John is snatched up into heaven, and he beholds the throne itself and the throne room. And he sees the Father on the throne and the Lamb. And the Lamb takes the book out of the right hand of the Father and starts to break the seals. When he starts to break the seal, the start of the story are the 4 horsemen of Apocalypse. They will start the story. So we can see the number 4 is all throughout the Bible. The number 4 generally signifies completeness in earthly things. You have the 4 winds, you have the 4 seasons, you have the 4 directions, north, south, east, and west. You have the 4 hemispheres. So when you talk about 4, you're generally talking about completeness of physical earthly things. Now, after we notice this correlation, we are ready to launch into the identity of these 4 beasts. God, we bless you. We give you glory and honor. We thank you for understanding. We thank you for wisdom. We thank you for knowledge. Have your way.